Good evening. This is my presentation, classification of word Englishes. This is the model that I follow. Um, in this case, I choose Colombia. And Colombia as an English as a foreign language. Origins. Colombia since 1820, when the statesman Simón Bolívar led the revolution against Spanish rule. These are some facts. Between 1816 and 1820, a British legion of soldiers helped and supported the Gran Colombia to defend it in order to be totally independent from the Spanish crown. And Castro method was established in 1825, teaching to the advanced learners the target language process through repetition, memorization, and spelling. So this is the main flag of Colombia, and I identified it as English as a foreign language. Following, Creole is widely spoken in San Andres and Provincia Islands. There are 40,000 speakers, but Spanish has become predominant and making Creole natural language and minority due to the immigration of Colombians. EFL was spoken in the Caribbean during the 19th century, regarding the 60 native languages widely spread in Colombia, but Spanish was chosen as official language by 1826. This is the main map of Colombia, so located in the south of America, next to Ecuador and Panama. Classification. English as a foreign language has been learned in Colombia by 200 years due to it should be up here inside the expanding circle, according to Cachru, 1888. It fits properly because we don't have an English colony here, but English as a foreign language is obligatory in the academic and professional context, which increases bilingualism among people. Some EFL aspects into a phonological based on the GA model. The pronunciation is softer and similar to the American native speakers, but the lack of accent mark, such as in Spanish, makes trickier the English sounds. Into the lexical part, some English words with ending TR, for example, motivation, dedication, celebration, etc. Those are considered as general assimilation of English patterns. Into the morphological part, the use of Spanglish or translation to all concepts, for example, keep tranquilo and habla Spanglish, or I have 20 years old. Into the syntactic, we have the mixture of word order or the omission of auxiliaries or pronouns, such as I a student or and middle class arrogant student of English. Into the pragmatical, speaking English with foreigners at a social event, language exchange, or at mandatory academic assignments. Some connotations into the social part. English language wasn't known before 1820 in Colombia. Also, learning was just inside the classroom since the Gran Colombia was totally free and independent. Into the cultural part, more than 60 languages were spoken in Colombia before the Spanish colonization since 1550 until 1810. People supposed to speak just Spanish as a mother tongue and English as a foreign language. Political part, Simón Bolívar established the importance of learning English in the national curriculum, losing credibility and relevance of the native Colombian languages. So Simón Bolívar was a trilingual soldier. He spoke Spanish, English, and French. Some implications into the social part. Nowadays, English learning is mandatory for the students who are going to graduate at high school, technological, or professional studies. Into the cultural, EFL may affect the native groups such as Emberas, Chipchas, etc. due to they have their own language and they had to learn Spanish to communicate with the majority of people. And talking about political, there are absence of EFL teachers in the educational field because the very small amount of government help, the low salaries, the stress to teach a lot of students, multiple teaching duties, and the lack of resources to enhance technological practices. The DPN, Departamento de Planeación Nacional, 48% speak English, according to them, but it's just a half of people certified with a B1, B2, or C1 level of proficiency. So we are located in the 17th position around South America as English speakers. These are the references I watch and I focus on this video about the David Crystal. He's talking about the War Englishes visit that he had in Serbia. And an interesting reading part about history of English teaching in Colombian secondary schools between 1820 and 1971. So this is my presentation. Thanks a lot.